Welcome to rotational fine structure of electronic vibrational spectrum. All of you know that during the electronic transition, vibrational and rotational energy changes occur simultaneously. The vibrational energy changes during the electronic transition gives a series of spectral lines known as vibrational core structure. And rotational changes is a series of spectral lines known as rotational fine structure. To write the analytical expression for the rotational fine structure during electronic transition, total energy changes occur in a molecule can be written by using Born-Oppenheimer approximation as total energy change in a molecule is equal to sum of the change in electronic energy and change in vibrational energy and change in rotational energy. Here we use epsilon because in spectroscopy we use epsilon to express the energy term instead of capital E. So same energy expression is expressed in epsilon. Here in the energy diagram you can see that different energy state. This is the electronic ground state and this is the electronic excited state. Each state consists of lot of vibrational level and rotational level. The lower states are indicated by double prime and upper states are indicated by single prime. When an electronic transition occurs from one energy state to other, we can calculate the energy difference between the energy required for the transitions by using Born-Oppenheimer approximation. If this is the total energy of the molecule in the excited state, that is according to Born-Oppenheimer approximation, total energy is equal to sum of the electronic energy plus vibrational energy and rotational energy. If this is the total energy of the molecule in the ground state, that is equal to sum of the electronic energy and vibrational energy and rotational energy. The frequency of transitions are the difference between these two energy states, that is equal to the difference in the electronic energy plus difference in the vibrational energy plus difference in the rotational energy. Okay. So before going to the rotational fine structure, we should have a knowledge about the rotational constant value. That means rotational constant value in the ground state and the excited state. If rotational constant in the ground upper state is less than ground state, rotational constant of the excited state is less than the ground state, or rotational constant of the excited state is greater than the ground state. We cannot say a priori which of the B value will be greater, because in the excited state we know that bond will be weaker. That means internuclear distance, that means equilibrium bond length is greater. Equilibrium bond length of the excited state is greater when compared to ground state. Now, since the rotational constant is inversely proportional to equilibrium bond length, and equilibrium bond length increases, in that case rotational constant is small. Okay, so in this case B prime of that means a rotational constant of the excited state is less than that of the rotational constant of the ground state. Okay, normal case rotational constant of the excited state is less than that of the ground state. But in some other case, that is when the electron is excited from an anti-bonding orbital, in that case the equilibrium bond length of the ground state is greater than compared to excited state. So in that case rotational constant of the ground state is less than and the excited state. That means rotational constant of the excited state is greater than the ground state. These are the two situations. Okay. Normal case, B prime is less than B double prime, but in some cases B prime is greater than B double prime. Okay. So in the frequency of electronic transition expression, if we replace the first two term by nu bar, that means the Wave number of an electronic vibration transition, the expression would be like this. The frequency of transition is equal to nu bar, nu prime double prime plus B prime into J prime into J prime plus 1 minus B double prime into J double prime into J double prime plus 1. Okay. Okay. The wave number corresponds to electronic vibration transition could be any one of the 0, 0 or 1, 0 or 2, 0 transition. Okay. Next, we had to consider the selection rule. That means what are the possible rotational transition may occur during electronic transition? What are the possible rotational transition may occur during electronic transition? The two selection rules are there. First one is delta J plus or minus 1. This delta J plus or minus 1 is possible when the transition for which both the upper and lower state had no electronic angular momentum above the internuclear axis. That time the selection rule is delta J plus or minus 1. Okay. So for delta J plus or minus 1 for P and R branches are obtained for delta J plus or minus 1. In other case, the selection rule is delta J 0 plus or minus 1 and plus or minus 2. Plus or minus 2 is negligible. So, with the restriction that a state with J is equal to 0 cannot undergo a transition from J equal to 0. So that means 0, 0 transition is not allowed. 0, 0 transition is restricted. So, in addition to PR branches, here we will get Q branches also. Okay, Q branches also. So before going to the rotational fine structure, we want to consider B prime is here we consider that B prime is greater than less than B double prime and taking a difference between the upper and lower B values, and we are writing writing equation correspond to the selection rule delta J minus 1, that is delta J minus 1 gives P branches. If delta J minus 1 is equal to minus 1 means J prime minus J double prime is equal to minus 1. So in this equation we put wherever J double prime, where we use J prime plus 1. Okay, wherever J double prime, we insert J prime plus 1, then the equation become, this equation is correspond to the P branch. The P branch equation for the P line is equal to nu bar, nu prime, nu double prime minus B prime plus B double prime into J prime plus 1 plus B prime minus B double prime into J prime plus 1 whole square. Okay, where rotational quantum number J prime is equal to 1, 2, 3, etc. 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. Okay. Next, so here what would then P branches. Okay, P branches. Where is the position of the P branches in the spectral line? So this is the line for the band origin. This corresponds to band origin. So band origin minus these terms. Okay, and you listen here. This B prime minus B double prime. Okay. So B prime, we are consider here B prime is less than that of B double prime. So this value would be negative. B prime minus B double prime is equal to negative. So band origin minus a value, then again minus a value. So the position of the P branches are left side of the band origin. That means lower wave number of the band origin. Okay, lower wave number of the band origin. So P branches are obtained at the low wave number side of the band origin, and also the spacing between the lines increases with J. Spacing between the lines increases with J. That is the speciality of the P line in the rotational fine structure of the electronic spectrum. For R branch, delta J is equal to plus 1. That means J prime minus J double prime is equal to 1. That means J prime is equal to J double prime plus 1. So when we put J prime is equal to J double prime plus 1 in this equation, we will get the equation correspond to frequency of R lines. It is equal to nu bar nu prime nu double prime plus B prime plus B double prime into J double prime plus 1 plus B prime minus B double prime into J double prime plus 1 whole square. Okay. Okay. If we draw the R lines correspond to these expressions, then R lines are occurs at the high wave number side of the band origins. Okay, high wave number side, that means band origin plus R line is equal to band origin plus this term, then minus this term. That means B prime minus B double prime is always a negative because B prime is less than that of B double prime. Okay, so R lines are of course always at the high wave number side of the band origin. The spacing between the lines decreases, and point at which the spacing is equal to 0. That point is termed as band head. This point is a converging point. From that point onwards, the spacing increases. Return spacing again increases. Okay. This point is known as a band head. Band head occurs at the high wave number side. Next, for Q branches. For Q branch, delta J is equal to 0. That is, J prime is equal to J double prime. Okay. When we put this J prime is equal to J double prime in this equation, we will get the frequency expression for the Q lines. That is equal to nu bar plus B prime plus B double prime into J double prime square plus B prime minus B double prime into J double prime. Okay. Q lines also occurs at the lower wave number side. Okay. No lines occurs at the band origin because J00 transition is not allowed. Okay. Q lines not observed at the band origin. Q lines also observed at the left side. That means lower wave numbers of the band origin, and the spacing of the Q between the Q lines also increases with the quantum number. Okay. In the last, we can write a single expression for the P lines and R lines. That means these two equations can be combined to write in a single equations. Basically, nu PR is equal to nu prime plus B prime into B double prime M plus B prime plus B double prime M square, where M is equal to plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2, and plus or minus 3, plus values for R branches and minus values for P branches. Okay. Here you can see the R branches, P branches, and Q branches. The combined effect P, Q, R branches. This is the band head, band origin, and the right band origin. The high wave number side R branches, lower wave number P, and mixture of P and Q lines are observed. Okay, this is the normal case. Next, we are discussing about the change in the position of the PQR lines with the change in the rotational constant value. In the normal case, we have seen that B prime is less than B double prime. Rotational constant of the ground state is greater than the rotational constant of the excited state. In that case, R branches occurs at the high wave number side, spacing between the lines decreases with J. P branches occurs at lower wave number side, spacing between the lines increases with J. Q branches occurs at the lower wave number side and spacing between the lines increases with J. Since the R branches spacing decreases with J, band head occurs at a point, that means band head is seen at the high wave number side. That means that band head is shaded towards the red end. Okay, band head is said to be shaded towards the red end. But when the situation is a change, that means B prime is greater than B double prime. B prime is greater than B double prime. The R branch here also occurs at the high wave number side, but change is that the spacing between the lines increases with J. Here spacing between the lines decreases with J, but when the rotational constant of the excited state is greater than the ground state, then the R branches occurs at the high wave number side, okay, but the spacing between the lines increases with J. What about the P branches? P branches also occurs at the low wave number side, but here the spacing between the lines decreases with J. Okay, since the spacing between the lines decreases with J, the band head will occur at the lower wave number side. That means the band head is shaded towards the violet region. Low wave number side means the violet regions. Next, and also the there is a position of the Q branches. The Q branches in the reverse case occurs at the high wave number side. Okay, spacing between the lines increases with J. Spacing between the line increases with J. This is the situation when the rotational constant is, when the value of the rotational constant is changed. That means four-triad diagram. Four-triad diagram. Okay, this is a continuous part of a rotational fine structure. Rotational fine structure, you have seen that the difference frequency expression for new R lines, new P lines and new Q lines. Okay, new R lines, new P lines and new Q lines. These are the different rotational line expressions. If we represent the new the P lines and R lines combined in a single equation, we can written as this equation as nu PR is equal to nu bar plus B prime plus B double prime into M and B prime plus B double prime into M square. M is equal to plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2 and plus or minus 3. Plus values for R branch and minus values for P branch. Q expression is the same as the four-triad diagram. Okay. Consider the rotational line. Four-triad diagram finally. Consider the four-triad diagram. Four-triad diagram is a part of a rotational fine structure. Consider the rotation line expression for the R lines and P lines and Q lines. If we represent the P lines and R lines and combine in a single expression, we can write as nu PR is equal to nu bar into B prime plus B double prime into M plus B prime into B double prime into M square, where M is equal to plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2 and plus or minus 3. Here plus values for R branch and minus values for P branch. Q line is the same expression as the before. When these two expressions for the PR and Q lines are expressed in continuously variable parameters like P and Q, the expression become the new PR is equal to, instead of M, we express this equation in continuously variable parameter P. New Q lines, this equation is expressed in continuously variable parameter Q. So the equation new PR become new bar plus B prime plus B double prime into P plus B prime minus B double prime into P squared. The Q line become new bar plus B prime minus B double prime into Q plus B prime minus B double prime into Q squared. This expression represents a parabola. This parabola is referred to as four-track diagram, in which P taking both positive and negative values while Q is only positive. So this is the parabola. This is the PR parabola. This parabola corresponds to first expression. This parabola corresponds to second expression. These positive values for the new R and negative values for the new P branches. Here in this parabola, you can, if we drawing circle round this parabola, if we drawing circles round the allowed points on the parabola, we can read off the new values of the spectral line directly from the graph. Okay, we drawing circles on the parabola, we can read off the new values of the spectral line directly from the graph. Okay. The important useful property of the band and the further diagram is that band head is plainly the vertex of the PR parabola. Band head is plainly the vertex of the parabola. That means here this is the vertex of the PR parabola. So this is the band head. Position of the band head can be calculated by differentiation on the equation nu PR by dP. So d nu PR by dP is equal to 0. Then that equation become B prime plus B double prime plus 2 into B prime minus B double prime into P. Then the P is equal to B prime plus B double prime divided by 2 into B prime minus B double prime. As already we told that when the P prime is the rotational constant of the excited state is less than that of the ground state, the band head occurs at the R branch side. That means here positive A value sides. Okay, band head occurs at the positive A values. Or reverse, if B prime is greater than B double prime, the band head occurs in the region of P negative, that is in the P branch side. Okay, these are all about four-track diagram. Thank you.